All right, we on? All right. What's up, guys? It is Bernardo from the BTNHD, and it is a redemption video. Yes, I love when I do these, guys. I just recently did a live stream with you guys doing a review on this beautiful machine right here, the SR650 with 32 gigs of memory, one solid-state drive, which is about 480 gigs. And we were trying to install Open Media Vault, and I was having a crap load of problems during the live stream. So, as always, I'm super stubborn, and I wanted to figure it out. I had a good person at the chat, John Peter. He was giving me tips. I sat down, was reading everything that he wrote during the chat, and I'm super stubborn. I know he said, reach out to him and see if I have any, if I have any issues or questions, go for it. But for me, as an IT person, you're stubborn. You want to figure it out by yourself. This footage is super raw. I'm not going to edit. Once it's done, I'm going to upload it to you guys and take it as is. So first things first, what I did was I listened to John Peter. I disabled the Unify on the SR650 because it looks like Open Media Vault has a crap load of issues dealing with Unify. I tried version 4, 4.0 something. I tried so many versions. The one that I am using right now that I got it up and running is the following. Let me take you to my desktop and we're going to zoom in. So I finally got everything working with 3.0.95 64-bit ISO. That's the way I got it running. My good friend John Peter also mentioned that I needed to configure the USB that I'm going to install the operating system to a ext3 file system format. Now, the only way that you could do that is several ways. One, the easy way would be if you have a Linux machine, you could plug in the flash drive, open up terminal, and do your thing that way. If you don't have that, you got third-party utilities. I don't like to install anything like that, but I have used gparted in the past. You can actually burn it inside a flash drive, which I'm going to do with you guys. And I booted into that environment. And I took this guy and I, changed the file system, which I'm going to do with you guys right now. So I'm going to take this flash drive right here. I'm going to plug it into the machine. Awesome. And what we are going to do is double click on Rufus because that's what I use to create bootable stuff. It is the E drive. Right? It is the E drive. Won't see it because I test everything out before I did this video for you guys. So I'm going to do select and I'm going to do gparted live and open, and I'm going to do is start. And I'm going to do a DD image mode and destroy everything inside of it. So right now it is going to burn the gparted stuff or the gparted image inside this flash drive. And what we are going to do is we're going to insert it inside our SR650. Boot into that flash drive, insert this guy in there, change the file system to an ext3. That is what John Peter recommended. Also, regardless if I change the file system, I don't think it will matter because during the installation part, remember, I tested all this stuff out. Hopefully it works when I'm recording for you. It changes the file system to an ext4. But I'm going to follow what one of my subscribers have provided because I do listen to you guys. I always learn from you guys, and hopefully you guys learn from me. He stated to convert this guy into an ext3 file system format. So that's what I'm going to do. So it looks like it's completed. So let me zoom out, close that out, and I'm going to remove the flash drive. Just remove it. I'm going to plug it into the SR650 right now. Awesome. And okay, so like I said before, I changed the boot mode to legacy. By default, it was Unify. That's one of the things that John Peter said, hey, disable Unify and try it out. So that's what I did. And we are going to exit out of this. Exit. And okay. So it's going to reboot the system. I am going to press F12. And once I press F12, I'm going to pick the USB storage. Yep, I know. It's basically, it's saying there's nothing. It's gonna reboot in 3 seconds or 5 seconds, like that. Come on, baby. Super excited because I got everything working. I found another issue with the SR650, but I think that's a SR650 problem. I don't think that is a Open Media Vault problem. So we're going to see if we can figure that out. If we don't, hey, I just want to at least get the operating system up and running to show you guys that I redeemed myself from the live stream. That was super epic failure. But like I said before, it was unplanned. I didn't really plan the live stream. I just went for it. I said, hell of it. Just do it. Press F12. Almost forgot. There you go. I didn't really plan none of this stuff. The Open Media Vault, when I tested it out, was in a virtual environment. When you test stuff out within a virtual environment, stuff always works. When you test it within hardware, there's always problems. And I should have tested out before I did the live stream. But you know, how am I gonna learn? I gotta learn the hard way. And that's the whole reason for the redemption video. I gotta redeem myself. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna show you close up. I'm gonna pick USB storage, and that's gonna load up. Hopefully it works. Show you like a full screen. There it goes. So while that's loading up, I'm gonna plug this guy in real quick. All right. So I plugged it up right here in the top, and I am going to pick the first one, Gparted Live. That's going to boot up. And there's a couple of things that we need to do. Again, if you have a machine lying around, which is a Linux operating system, go for it. Windows operating system, there are third-party applications out there, but I don't want to install that stuff because the majority of these third-party applications is kind of like crappy, and they always have like bloatware attached to it, and I don't want that. So I'm going to say don't touch the key map. Hit enter on that. Guys can't probably see, but it's going to pick my default language, which is 33. I'm going to hit enter on that. And I'm going to hit enter on that as well, because it's going to start the Gpart automatically in this nice little interface, which is pretty awesome. And there it goes. So full screen, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. That's awesome. Yeah. So like I said, this particular flash drive that I inserted, that's the one I tested it out with you guys. It already has the operating system. Everything was partitioned correctly with Open Media Vault. I am going to right click on it and let's delete it. Oh, delete it. Let's go new. We are going to do ext3 because that's what my good friend said, and we are going to add that. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go here. We're going to format this to ext3 because that's what he said, right? And then we are going to apply it, and it's going to lose all the data. It's going to reformat it. It's going to do its thing. Let's go to details and see what's the deal. Awesome. So what I did was I took the main root partition, right-clicked on it, and like I said before, I tested all this stuff out. It reformats the flash drive into an ext4 file system, but I'm following what my good friend John Peter stated. Make sure that the installer is a ext3. There's a possibility if I format it into an ext4 file system, it probably still work, but I don't want to take the chance because when I tested everything out behind the scenes, it worked with the ext3. So I'm going to follow what my good man John Peter stated during the live stream. So right now it's reformatting. It's going to take time. It's going to take a little bit of time, clown. While that's doing that, what we are going to do, it's actually done, but I'm going to switch over to the primary. I have another flash drive right here. I'm going to plug it in, right? Plug that guy in, And what I'm going to do, Windows E, okay, it doesn't show. I'm going to burn this guy inside that flash drive. Get that ready. So I'm gonna double click on Rufus because that's what I've been using. I'm going to select and I'm going to pick 3.0.94 because that's what's working for me. I had a lot of issues with version 4 and 5 beta. So let's press open. Good. Start DDD image mode. Press OK because I don't care. It's going to start writing the image. Let's go back into here. It's completed. We are going to close that. Beautiful. So we got the ext3 file system, and we are going to close this guy up, and we are going to exit out of here. It's a little slow when you're doing things, but it works. So it's a nice utility, and I will provide the link of where I got it. This is the link of where I got it right here. So I'll provide the link at the bottom of the video, at the description, so you guys can have it. And need to exit out of here. It takes a while. It's like, there it goes. We're going to do a reboot. Awesome. And what I'm going to do is I am going to unplug this one, right? And I'm going to unplug my G-parted one. And let's check. Let's check here. It looks like it's already done. So I'm going to close that up. I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to plug this guy in at the bottom. That flash drive that I just plugged in is the flash drive that we just burned Open Media version 3.0.94, I believe. And I press F12 like a madman. That's going to take me directly into the legacy boot menu, which will allow me to pick USB storage. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys a little bit so you guys can take a closer look. Super excited. I love these redemption videos. And again, I am not going to edit anything. So if I mess up, I mess up. Everything is raw. So I'm going to pick USB storage. I'm going to hit enter in that. It's going to boot into the flash drive, right? I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see a better look. No magic or anything that's happening. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to plug it in right now. Okay, cool. If you don't select anything, it's going to automatically do the first option. I plugged in our flash drive that we not too long ago did a G-parted ext3 file system format. I'm going to hit enter here. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. Hit enter here. We've done all this stuff already together. And there's another thing that I have right now. I have a USB Ethernet because the SR650 acts a little weird because when I plugged in the Ethernet at the back, it looks like it's giving it an IP address for the X, which I think is the XCC. Yeah, it's giving the IP address for this, for the XC controller thing. So it's actually giving it to this. And it also has an option. So if I go here, click here, it has an option to do Ethernet over USB, which is enabled. And that's the reason why I have this guy right here. So we're going to see. Let's take a look. Continue without a default route. Network auto configuration, however, no default route was set. The system does not know how to communicate with host on the internet. This will make it impossible to continue with the installation. All right, we're going to hit continue without. We're going to hit no on that. I'm going to configure the network manually. All right, I'm going to give it IP address. Give it an IP address. Okay, so 192.168.1. Hit enter there. Okay, gateway, network server address. I'm gonna configure it that way. It says detecting link of USB 0. So this is what I'm saying. Detecting link on USB 0. That USB 0 is supposed to be this. I don't have any more USBs because at the back of the SR650, there's only 2 USB ports. One is for the mouse, one is for the keyboard. And on the front panel, I have the Open Media bootable drive, and then the one on the top is where we are going to install the operating system. So I am going to let's hit. See, it's trying to detect the USB 0 one, but it's not doing it. And I think it's going to bypass it anyway. Going to bypass it, is it? And yeah, it's really weird. The SR650 is weird as crazy. All right, so the host name, we're going to change it. Actually, let's go back. Let me see something real quick. Can I go back? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. I'm going to give it 18. Enter. Okay, because I think it's trying to contact this right here. So the game plan is once the installation is completed, once I install the operating system on the top flash drive, right, there's a point that during the installation is going to say installation completed. It's time to reboot. Remove the media, which I'm going to remove this guy, and then I'm going to plug this guy up, and then it's going to reboot, and hopefully, you know, the USB Ethernet will work for us. So we will see. So this is going to like bypass, and we're going to continue with the installation. This feels good. Feels real good. Feels real good. Come on, baby. All right, again, it's going to bypass. It's going to want me to enter a name. We're going to give it the same name I was trying to name it during the live stream, which was BTNHD NAS01. Awesome. And we're going to hit enter. Enter here. Let's give it a root password, and then we have to confirm it. Awesome. It is syncing or getting the time from a network time server. Everything looks pretty good so far. So good. Oh, man. Feels good. All right. So Eastern. Awesome. Okay. Continue. This is where we left off the live stream. We're going to hit enter here. Boom. There we go, baby. That is how we do it. At the live stream, I continue. I was constantly getting this red, nasty freaking screen stating, partition is so small. Partition is so small. So, yes, it's installing the operating system. Holy moly. It's not done yet. I will have some issues. And I think the reason why I'm having issues, or why I'm going to have issues, is because the USB thing is not plugged in. But I'm thinking, can I unplug the mouse from the computer and then plug in the USB? Should I do that? Let's do that right now. So let me go here. I'm going to go to back of the computer, or back of the server, and I'm going to unplug the mouse because technically I don't need the mouse anymore. And I'm going to plug in this guy. All right. So give me 1 sec. All right. So we are going. All right, awesome. So plug the mouse. Unplug the mouse. I plugged in that USB Ethernet in the back. Started lighting up. I'm about to look at my switch. Looks like the switch is blinking. Go straight over here. It wants us to configure stuff, so let's hit enter here. This is one of the problems that I had. I don't know if it's going to fix it. Probably the machine needs to be rebooted because I just inserted something, so we will see how that works out. I want to see something real quick into my router. Okay, so I'm going to pick the first one, hit into here. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? I think it's working. I think it's working. Yes. Look, I'm telling you guys, when I tested this stuff out, it was giving me a crap load of issues. And the reason why it was giving me issues is because for some reason, the SR650, see, yep, bad archive. Okay, so let's bypass this. I'm going to go back and continue without a network mirror. I'm going to do that for now because I just want to continue the installation. And we will take a look on the Ethernet. I think probably there's a good chance I might have to reboot the server for the USB to Ethernet adapter to work correctly. I don't know. We will see. We will see. I did give it a 118 IP address, but right now it's configuring itself, retrieving file 8 to 10, and I'm hoping it works out. Cool. All right, I'm going to disappear for a bit, and I'll be back once it is almost done. I guess I can't leave. All right, whatever. Cool. And it's looking good. Right now, we're basically just watching paint dry. Be nice if I could play music for you guys, like, you know, when you enter an elevator, you got the nice little tune. But I don't want to have any copyright issues with YouTube. Once the live stream was over, hardcore. I was just at it for like maybe hour and a half testing stuff out left and right, trying to figure stuff out. It was driving me nuts. All right, it's installing Grub bootloader. That's a good sign. That's always a good sign. Probably saying to yourself, what are you doing while you're waiting? I am actually checking out the server. Just checking it out. Like, you know, like I said before, this machine actually could hold 2 processors. And this is the processor that I actually have. It's a good one, a Xeon Gold 6151 with a clock speed of 2.70 gigahertz, 18 max cores. Holy moly. 32 gigs of memory. Oh, yep. 480 gigs. So it does read the solid state drive. That's a good thing. So the solid state drive is being read. Happy about that. That warning is because of the power supply. Like I said, best practice is having 2 power supplies. I don't know why Lenovo don't send me 2 power supplies. All right, it's configuring the system environment, initializing the database. All right, so, okay, cool. We're going to remove the bottom part. Right? Remember, this guy right here has the open media vaults. We converted this flash drive into a bootable flash drive to boot into the Open Media Vault's GUI web, interface to install. So I'm going to put that to the side, and we are going to hit continue. And then when it gets to the point that now I could go inside, whatchamacallit, I could go inside home and system configuration, boot options, and within boot options, I could actually bring the USB storage over and then make it the first one, so it will automatically start booting inside the flash drive. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is just wait until I see the F12 on the lower right corner, press F12, and then I'm going to pick USB storage. So you can actually just, from here, select it, just move it over, and then you have to like apply it. But when you apply it, you have to do a reboot. So the F12 is there. Pressing F12 like a madman is highlighted. Best practice is to actually move it over. Like if I move it over, see, it gives you 3 options. You could do a manual restart later, restart server normally, or restart server immediately. And then, but make sure you like change it to that. I'm not going to do that right now. So it's booting up. Give you a nice little zoom in. Let's pick our USB flash drive. We're going to hit enter. And I'm going to zoom out so you guys can take a bigger look. If everything works well, it should boot inside the Open Media Vault. So zoom in. Look at that. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. So we got it working. Can't believe we actually got it working. Gotta love the redemption videos. I love these videos. And I'm not going to edit this video. As soon as I'm done with the recording, I'm going to take the file and I'm going to upload it to you guys, and we are done. I am not going to edit this. So whatever. Let's zoom in and let's log in. So it would be root and whatever password you provided. And there we go. Cool. I want to check if config, because again, and it is USB 118. Now, I don't know if it's going to work. I really doubt if it's going to work, because I know I had problems before. And let's see. Yeah, it's like I said, I was having problems with this particular machine. And yeah, for some reason, something weird is really happening to this machine. Let me check something out real quick. And yeah, it's gonna be. I think something's going on with the port, because and this is where well, we got the thing installed. That's a huge plus, right? Duh. Loving that part. And Dun, dun, dun. Really weird, really weird, really weird. Something's going on. I know I provided the IP address. When I enter the IP address for the USB, it's not coming up, right? It's not coming up at all. So I don't really know what's going on. It's really weird because when you look at the console, USB 0, right? USB 0 is this guy. But and I don't think I'm going to get any pings. I'm definitely not going to get a ping. So something's going on. It's really so this is going to be another issue, but the Open Media Vault is installed inside the flash drive, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I could try to probably switch it to the front panel and see what happens. Let me see real quick. You know, another thing that's bothering me, that the front panel right here, this front panel over here, there is a little LED indicator for the network, and it's not lighting up. That's bothering me a lot. So that's weird. This light should be blinking like a madman, because regardless if I have in the back, I do have an Ethernet, and I am allowed to get into here. But for some reason, in Ethernet configuration, Ethernet over USB, use IPv6. Configure IPv4 settings over, okay. So, boom. All right, so let's configure it here. Let's configure it here. And, whoa, what? Ethernet, configure the BMC IP address. Interesting. Huh? OS IP. Interesting. Nope. No. close this up real quick. So again, that's another problem with this damn server. It's like the IP address is being used for the BMC, but I don't want it to be used for the BMC. But then again, the server, when I do an IP config, it doesn't look like it's reading the whatchamacallit, the Ethernet in the back. It's not reading it at all. Front USB. All right, server boot options. Let's switch this. I'm gonna switch this. What I'm doing right now, I'm just going inside boot options and I'm switching that. I'm gonna reboot the server right now. So close this. Just gonna reboot real quick. I'm happy that I got Open Media Vaults installed inside the flash drive. That's a good thing. Huge plus. Thumbs up. I changed the order. To boot directly to the USB flash drive. So that means I don't have to press F12 and then pick USB storage for it to boot into. So that's a good thing. My other problem now with the SR650 is, for some reason, the Ethernet in the back is being used by the BMC controller interface, which is this. It's this right here. This. I hate when stuff happens. See, the BMC IP address automatically that, and it's like, you are able to, and now it just assigns some weird ass IP address. Let's see. That's not even in my, I'm not even going to be able to reach that. That's not in my domain. All right, it's loading up. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely like, I gotta take some time to see what's going on with the Ethernet controllers on the SR650. But overall, it looks like we got the Open Media Vault installed inside the flash drive. So I'm happy about that. Now I have to troubleshoot, which I'm not going to do a follow-up video with you guys on that part. What I have to do now is, it looks like it booted up, which is good. By default, the web controller panel administrator has the account. And then blah, blah, blah. Yep, see? It says no network interface available. So that bothers me. Something's going on with the SR650, and for some reason the SR650, the controller's down. So that's another thing that I have to figure out. But if everything works out, you should see that it says no network interface. You should see interface and the web address, which would be the IP address of the machine. But for some reason, the SR650 is giving me problems. and it's not the Ethernet card. It's not working. So I'm gonna end it right here. I'm super happy that we got Open Media Vault installed inside that flash drive. That's the issue that I was having on the live stream. I redeemed myself on that part. Now the SR50 is laughing at me because the Ethernet card is not working correctly. So that's another thing I might have to play around and, you know, shoot you guys an update. But hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you so much, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. I always forget how to do this stuff. How you do it again? Huh? All right. Bye.